The 2013 video game Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I like this one. It's very fun, and while I wouldn't put it over some of the other games in the franchise, this is still a must-play for any Metal Gear fan out there. Taking place in 2018, 4 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, Raiden goes on a mission to stop a terrorist group called the Desperados from starting a war for financial gain. And from there, it's a video game I had a lot of fun with. And actually, this one has surprised me because I heard about this game for years, but I finally didn't play it until last year. And I must say, this game did a good job of keeping me on my toes considering how high-paced the combat is. And not just that, but the voice cast, the graphics, and the story makes the game all the more enjoyable. Even though the story is a little over the top, I had one question. Where is Rosemary and John at? Now at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, Raiden, John, and Rosemary are together as a family, so it's a little odd they're nowhere to be seen in this one. But I guess it makes sense because the story wouldn't have time for them anyway, considering how this game introduced new characters. And while this video game doesn't have the philosophy meanings of its predecessors, the story is still intriguing in my opinion. At the end of the day, this is an entertaining and enjoyable game. It definitely is Metal Gear through and through, but at the same time, it's differently where it doesn't copy what came before it either. Now, a lot of people initially thought this video game wasn't going to be as good as it ended up becoming simply because of the game's troubled production. But, you know, I'm glad it ended up being like this because I couldn't see this game being stealth-based. Like a general hack and slash was the right call for a character like Raiden. We all saw how badass he became in Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. And this further expands on his story in the years since that game. And one thing I did like is how there's multiple cool features such as Blade Mode. I thought that was pretty badass. Or a mere fact you could use the enemy's other weapons against them once you defeat the main bosses of this game. And speaking of which, the Winds of Destruction, they are interesting characters. There is Sundowner, Mistral, Monsoon, and of course the leader, Jetstream Sam. All of them were hard on their own. Like, it really took me multiple times to get through my first playthrough. But no boss compares to Steven Armstrong. Seriously, this guy was a pain in the ass. Like, with him being the final boss, it literally, this is no joke, y'all, I'm being serious here. It took me over 2 hours to defeat that final boss. Like, literally, it was a surprise to see how muscle up he was due to those nano machines. But at the same time, I was saying this is great because this game has the high octane impact and the music's fast paced. And certainly just seeing all of the craziness go down, this is something we don't normally see in the other Metal Gear Solid games. But interesting enough is that I'm surprised the sequel never happened considering how successful this game was. I would have liked to see a sequel. I would have liked them continue Raiden's story, but as of yet, there's still not a sequel in development. Even 10 years later, this is still a great game to pick up and play. It has aged pretty well, in my opinion. And quite frankly, this is a game that certainly is worth the time. I'm giving this video game an 8 out of 10. Despite how great this one is, it's just too short in my opinion. It can easily be completed in an afternoon. And if it had a longer story, then it would have a little bit more replay value. At least you can unlock VR missions and concept art, and you can play through the game again with all your upgrades, so that's something. And if I'm to be honest here, the other Metal Gear Solid games have far better content and much more replay value in my opinion. And as far as character development goes, it was cool seeing Raiden lose his cool. It was pretty badass. And while I wouldn't put this game over Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain or even Snake either, there are some entertaining moments presented throughout this adventure. And that is my review of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this video game. Alright. This is Slum Guy 172 saying, peace out.